Villimey Mist, and I am going to read an excerpt from my novel, Nocturnal Blood, from my Nocturnal series. The ghoul has his hunched back to us. Its rotting skin is a mixture of mud brown and moss green. The protruding belly is filled with noxious gas from decomposing human flesh, and probably other disgusting things that this disfigured creature has consumed. It releases that gas with every small move. Its torn neck shows the muscle and cartilage, and oozes lined green pus and pulsating pustules that threaten to explode. The clothes are covered in dried blood and dirt. Its shaggy brown hair is frazzled and matted with grime. A trail of mutilated rats lays scattered on the ground, as well as a cat that has been ripped to shreds, guts and blood splattered in gruesome graffiti across the trash cans. The sight is horrendous, but the smell is worse, like meat that's gone bad mixed with the decomposing organic matter from the trash and the blood's iron. I gag and cover my nose with my left hand. My stomach lurches and I'm terrified I'll puke my guts out. The only horrible smells I've encountered before is blood and blue cheese. This is so much worse. My eyes water. I take a few steps back, hoping for cleaner air. The ghoul stops looking for edible trash and turns towards us. Its eyes are bloodshot and glazed, but the spark of bloodlust is there. Its mouth is set in a permanent snarl and smeared with flesh, fur, and blood. Instead of fingernails, its finger bones have grown longer and sharper. Sophie and I freeze as a ghoul surveys us with mild interest, cocking its head like a curious but confused dog. Its raspy breath makes the hairs on my forearms stand on end. Are ghouls anything like the movie zombies who rely on movement and sound to find their prey? I remain still, barely allowing myself to breathe, even though I'm about to piss my pants. The ghoul growls, eyes locked on us. 2 juicy meat bags. Fuck! Sophie sprints towards the savage omnivore, fists bold and ready to punch. The ghoul snarls and swings its rotten arms. Sophie invades them, crouches, and flings her leg under its feet. She's so fast I barely see it. The ghoul crashes onto its side and moans. Sophie climbs on top to hold it down. Leia, now! The ghoul gnashes its blood-stained teeth at Sophie. She's struggling to keep it down. I can't move. It's like my feet have grown roots deep into the concrete. Even though the opportunity is golden, I can't bring myself to kill this creature. It used to be human. It used to be someone's friend, someone's family. Its family must be worried sick about it. Leia! Sophie's voice is strained from manhandling the ghoul. Do it now! I shake my head, trembling from head to toe. I can't, I stutter through chattering teeth. Whatever gave me strength and resolve earlier had disappeared. The ghoul rammed its head into Sophie's forehead. Curses stream from her mouth while she clutches her head with one hand. The ghoul swipes across her side and its bone claw hits its target. It rips a long gash into Sophie, who gasps and growls profanities. She punches it hard in the face, throwing punch after punch until the ghoul catches her fist with its teeth. Now would be a good time, you bitch! Sophie struggles to yank her fist free of its nutcracker jaw. The ghoul flips itself and Sophie over and straddles her. Leia! Her screams pierce through my paralysis. Instead of the ghoul's decaying face, I see a familiar one. A face I haven't seen since childhood. Micah Sanders. The boy who made my life a living hell. His brown eyes full of contempt and undiluted hatred for someone who's different. Someone like me. He sneers and says, "Come on, you little freak. Do your trick." Something snaps. Years of suppressed anger and frustration spill out of me. Rage runs through my veins, pulsating with new energy and resolve. In the cold night, I feel strangely warm. My hands tremble as I grip the shovel tighter and calmly approach the ghoul. Its stench doesn't bother me anymore. In fact, it adds more fuel to my flame. I raise the shovel above my head. Move aside, Sophie. Her eyes widen. While the ghoul ogles me in his momentary stupor, Sophie rolls aside. Shut up, you bastard! I bring down the shovel as hard as I can on the ghoul's face. A loud bang like a gunshot echoes through the air as the spade collides with its face and smashes its nose. The ghoul moans and I bring the shovel down again. There's a crack. This is an entirely new feeling, and I like it. Waves of ferocious pleasure embrace me every time the spade collides with its head. It's like when you discover a new hobby or a new sport you aren't sure you enjoy, but it's fun once you try it. Nothing around me matters. What does matter is beating this asshole to a bloody pulp. He will pay for what he did to me all these years ago. I blink away tears when they cloud my sight. A cold hand gently touches my arm, but I ignore it. I bash the ghoul with every ounce of strength I have left. My hands are sore and blistered when someone takes the shovel away from me. Leia, that's enough. My surroundings clear like dissolving fog. I'm panting and my glasses are foggy from my breath. I remove them to clean them, but when I put them back on, they're smeared with something dark. I frown. I take them off again and rub them with my sweater. You really did a number on it, Sophie says. She doesn't look at me, but I hear distaste and awe. What do you mean? Since my glasses are cleaner now, I can see what's before me. It's not pretty. The ghoul lies sprawled on the ground, its body twisted in a weird angle as if it wants to imitate the chalk guy on crime scenes. Everything is intact except his head. It's smashed to bits. There's nothing left to indicate there was a head to begin with. Just pieces of skull and brain matter slushed together like a disgusting chunky smoothie. I feel nauseous. I adjust my glasses with a shaking hand. They're not clean. They're coated in ghoul. My clothes are splattered with it. The shovel is painted with bits of flesh, bones, and brain matter, and they drip to the ground in little droplets. Oh my god! I empty my stomach of what little contents it had. My bile adds to the foul smells in a narrow alley. Sophie wrinkles her nose but awkwardly pats my back as I hack and cough until my throat is raw. Well, it was messy, but at least you got the job done. I was afraid you wouldn't have it in you, but you came through. Her words are supposed to be encouraging, but even my OCD doesn't pick up on the praise. I think I'm going deaf. Everything goes black, and I fall to my knees amidst the horror. Only one thing resounds in my head as I sink into oblivion. Murderer. I hope you enjoyed this reading, and I hope if you want, you can pick up my book. It's available on Amazon. See ya!